What's going on, guys? What's going on? Happy Sunday. It's your boy, Crazy Faith in God in the building. Happy Sunday, guys. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Right? Let's get into it. Today's topic is going to be the power of preparation, the power of getting ready, the power of preparation, right? So let's dive deep into this, right? So when we go through the testings of the preparation, right? When we got to get prepared, right? Right? When we got to get prepared for what's to come. So everything that you're going through right now is actually getting you prepared for what God has in store for you, right? Every trials, every tribulation that you are growing through and going through is getting you ready for what he has planned for you on the other side, right? And we don't want to discount the preparation period and the time that it takes to get prepared for where you're going. Because remember, if you're not prepared for where you're going, when you get there, you will never be able to stand or you would never ever get there, right? So all the trials, all the tribulations, all the afflictions, all the testings of your character, the quality of your character, the testings of your compromising, right? The little tests that you go through on a day-to-day basis is actually getting you ready for the promised land, for the blessing that he has for you. And you're not going to be able to receive it if you're not being passing the test and being prepared. You're gonna miss it, right? So we got to be mindful of the test and to be able to pass the test and to being able, and the test is going to prepare us, right? Once we pass the test, what do we feel? We feel a sense of empowerment. We feel like we're growing stronger in spirit. We're getting through the test, and we're actually able to see the growth, the transformation. We're able to see our character transform and come up higher, right? But what happens when we don't pass the test and we're not preparing for where we're going, right? We feel defeated. We feel a sense of regret. We feel like we let ourselves down. Feel like we let God down, right? And sometimes in the preparation, there will be moments where you have to endure, right? And it could be hard. To endure could be hard, and that's where God comes in and helps you to endure the situation that you're growing and going through, right? You have to have God's strength in order to get through the endurance, right? Um, and with me, I had a little problem with the endurance part, and then that's when I decided to just put all my trust and faith in God and allow Him and His strength and His power to get through it. Right? Like with His strength and His power is why I'm able to do these videos, why I'm able to get through my trials and tribulations and see what's on the other side, see the growth that's on the other side, see the transformation that's on the other side, being able to pass the test, right? It's a big one. Sometimes it's tough, right? Passing the test, but on the other side of that is growth. On the other side of that, you're getting ready for what he's about to do, right? You can't get to where he wants you to go if you're not being able to endure and pass through the test, because the test and their endurance is actually shaping your character, fortifying your spirit, shaping your character, molding you. He's molding you into the person that you need to become, and to so you could transform into the person that you become, so you can stand where you're going. Without the testings and the trials and tribulations, you would never find out who you truly are, and God could never use you because you will be so weak to be able to stand where you're going, right? And that's making so much sense now. It makes so much sense why we have to go. Sometimes we don't understand why we have to go through the testings and the tribulations, but it's so we could get stronger, so we can stand and be more prepared for where He's taking us. Does that make sense? Like, that's so powerful right there. So when the test comes, don't get mad. Just embrace it and know that developing you. He's getting you ready for where you're going, so you can stand where you're going. Because it will suck to not have that strong spirit and try to get to where you're going and then fall and collapse and not make it, right? And some of us, including me, I used to always be mad of the testings and the trials and tribulations that I had to go through. I was annoyed by that. I was like, oh, but I didn't understand it until now. I'm understanding it a lot better now. And the hardships is just to strengthen you. It's not to hurt you. It's not to be like, oh God, why me? It's to get you stronger. But sometimes we're not able to see God's what He's doing. But now I'm able to switch my perception to a God mindset, to a God perception mindset, and I'm able to understand a lot better now. It makes sense now, right? So we have to start changing our mindsets. We have to start changing our perspective in order to see the blessing, in order to see what God is doing in our lives. When we don't change our mindsets and the perspective, we stay the same, we get the same results, and we go in the circle. We go in a cycle over and over and over. And it's just like a program over and over and over, getting the same results, doing the same thing, getting the same results. That's insanity. Come on. We got to come up higher. We got to do things different. We got to change our perception, right? We got to be able to pass the test and be prepared and also switch those perception of being tested into us being strengthened into the person that God needs us to be, so we can go where He needs us to go, so He can use us the way He needs to use us, and we can also fulfill the dream, the goal, the destiny, the promised land for God, right? That's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. We got to be able to prepare and pass the test, right? This is so cool. This is like a breakthrough right here, right? This is like a nice little breakthrough, to be able to understand that mindset, to switch your perception, right? That's a big one right there. To understand He's strengthening you, right? Because if we wasn't getting strengthened, we would be the same. If He wasn't putting us through this test and to come up higher and the trials and tribulations, we would be a weak individual, same average like everybody else, right? And we would just be mediocre, right? We wouldn't be able to evolve and transform. We would just live an average life. So I'm grateful for the trials and tribulations now. I'm grateful for the testings so I can show God that I'm worthy, that I can do this. And it also makes me stronger so that way I can be more trustworthy to where I'm going. Right? We are all vessels, right? It's up to us to let God use us and do His will and not our will. Right? That's what it's all about. To do His will and not your will. Your will never get you anywhere, but God's will, see where that gets you. Keep going and see where God will takes you. Right? Everything that we're going through is to stand where we're going. Every single thing that we go through is so we can stand where we're going. Right? Don't let that go over your heads. Right? I'm gonna leave you with this. Right? I'm gonna leave you with this. Right? Don't miss what God is trying to do within you. Don't miss and be blindsided by your perception, right? Develop that God mindset, switch your perception in order to see what He's doing. So you can understand and get a better understanding and a fulfillment out of life. So that way you could also help others come up higher too, because someone needs you in order to grow, transform, and you your words in order to change their lives. Not everybody is going to be able to get impacted by the same person. Some people can touch other people that you can't, right? You can touch people that others can't, right? So we got to be mindful of that. We got to be super mindful of being able to touch other people that other people can't touch with our words. So my question to you is: are you going to let God use you as a vessel in order to shape and change other people's lives and in order to get the life that you want, right? And to be able to put God on the throne and see your dreams come to life, right? I feel like we all have a lot of growing to do, including myself. And, you know, one day at a time is the way to go in order to see that growth. Baby steps, right? And we can't overwhelm ourselves either, right? So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Happy Sunday once again. It's your boy Crazy Faith to God on the way out. Let's grow, let's become 1% better, and let's change and evolve into a new mindset and a new lifestyle. Right? Let's go 1% better. Let's get it.